On April the 17th, 1970, welcome guests were due to arrive to Budapest airport. An airliner bringing 22 students, teachers and parents from the United States town of Wellesley, Massachusetts, landed in the afternoon hours. The students are from the pilot class of the Dana School of Music in Wellesley. The class has been studying music for a few years now on the basis of the Kodaly concept of music education. Their director and teacher, Miss Dennis Bacon, is a kind and familiar acquaintance of Hungarian music life. The boys and girls coming from the other side of the Atlantic were given a warm and hearty reception by their Hungarian hosts. This is one of Budapest's loveliest districts, the Royal Castle and its surroundings, witnessing the great and memorable events of past history. The tiring trip was followed by a sightseeing tour. After having seen the Coronation Church, built in Gothic style and named after King Matthias of Hungary, the young visitors took a walk along the romantic Fisherman's Bastion. From here they enjoyed the lovely panorama of the river Danube. On the other bank of the river, the cupola of the House of Parliament lends a fine glimpse to the Danube embankment. While on the west side of the river, they strolled into the inner city to see the bustling shopping center too. After a couple of days' stay in Budapest, followed the highlight of their trip to Hungary, a visit to the town of Kecskemét. This town was the birthplace of Zoltán Kodály. Situated in the middle of the Hungarian plain, the town of Kecskemét is not only known for its fruit and flourishing agriculture, but it also houses one of Hungary's most outstanding primary singing schools, which proudly bears the name of Zoltán Kodály. For 10 days, the teachers and students of the local school had been hosts to the American guests and those accompanying them. During that period, the pupils joined forces in their music lessons that were conducted following the concept of the Kodaly music pedagogy. That was Kodaly's choral work, the motto.
Dear friends, we are very glad to greet you with your teachers and parents here in our town. We have waited for your arriving for a long time with great pleasure. Through your letters, we have already known you, and that's why we are looking at you as our friends now. We hope you all will have a very good time during your staying here, and you will always remember the days spent here with us with great pleasure. Be all warmly welcomed.
And then the guests were presented with flowers and small, nicely embroidered Hungarian folk linen bags.
That was beautiful singing. Mrs. Nemisegi, it was a most wonderful way to be greeted upon our arrival here in Kecskemét.
I am glad you liked it.
Mrs. Kodaly, you have been in America and visited our schools. Do you think it would be possible for our children ever to reach such a state of perfection as that?
I'm certain of it.
But you know, these children are not specially gifted musically, just everyday children taught in a classroom situation. Of course, such type of music education can be carried out and organized not only with superb teachers, good musical material, but also with the help of the society. The present situation is the result of 50 years' work on the part of Zoltán Kodály and many teachers. If you want to build the same, you can build on the experiences of these 50 years.
Mrs. Nemesegi, when was the first primary singing school with the daily singing lesson started in Hungary?
We started in 1950 with the first grade, but we did not have the full 8 grades until 1958.
How many schools do you have in Hungary like it now?
Today we have out of 5,122 primary and 8 secondary singing schools.
Are the children in this school and singing primary schools in other parts of the country from families of high cultural background?
In the early 50s, when we started our program, we had mostly children of intellectual background. And later, when the effect of music education on the whole curriculum became known, more and more worker and peasant families expressed the desire to enroll their children in our school.
It seems that in Hungary, the method works in every type of social environment. But of course, everything depends on the teacher.
Presently, among the 122 such schools, many are located in worker districts of Budapest or in small peasant villages like in Dunapatai. The activities of such a singing school transform completely the musical and cultural life of the whole town. A very good example is Komló, a large mining town with its wonderful musical atmosphere.
Professor Szernyi, do you have enough teachers trained in Hungary?
No, we don't have.
How high a level do you expect trained teachers to achieve? And what is required for such a training?
I would say it's quite a high level, even at the admission exam. We ask in a very high level for solfeggio, for sight singing, choir conducting, a knowledge of pedagogy, and the proficiency of an instrument, for instance, on the level and the Beethoven sonatas for those who play the piano.
Mrs. Kodaly, what is the aim of these schools?
I have to confess that this is primarily not musical. Music is rather used as a means to develop the inner qualities and to realize the possibilities that are present in every sound child. On the other hand, they will be led to the understanding of great music too.
That is a big goal. Do you think we can reach it in America?
I very much hope so.
Do you think children the age of the pilot class are too old to learn the method from the beginning?
I don't think so. They can learn quite a lot of it. But since we talk about education, it is very important that we start as soon as possible, preferably at kindergarten age or even earlier.
Professor Szernyi worked with some of the children in this class last summer in the United States, and I'm very anxious to see how our American children will get along in a Hungarian classroom.
And now the Hungarian and American children will sing together a Palestrina choral composition in Italian.
nyissátok ki Kodaly Tricínia gyűjteményének az első gyakorlatát.
Please turn to Kodaly's Tricínia number 1.
Keresétek meg a dó helyét.
Where is the place of the dough?
Tessék.
The dough was on the first space.
Igen, első vonal közben. Az altszólamnak mi a finálisa?
What is the final note in the alto part?
It ends on F.
Igen, F. Mi a gyakorlat hangneme?
What is the key signature?
A gyakorlat hangneme F-dur.
F-dur, igen. És milyen szolmizációs névvel kezdünk?
And on what sol-fa syllable does the piece begin?
It begins on so.
Köszönöm. Énekeljük lassan a gyakorlatot.
Let's try to sing it through slowly.
Köszönöm. Nagyon érdekes rész van a mezzo szólam 17. ütemébe.
There's a very interesting part for the seconds, on the second brace on the second page, first measure.
Nézzük meg kézjelről.
Let's try it in hand signals.
Ugyanilyen érdekes rész van az altszólam 18. ütemébe.
In the same brace, the second measure in the alto part.
Mi. Köszönöm, és most énekeljük tempóba.
Of course, during the intervals and the free days, the visitors had the opportunity of making excursions to various regions of Hungary too. After having seen the picturesque houses of the town of Szentendre, they went to see a place called Visegrad, one of the most wonderful spots of the northern Danube region. There is a fine view to the area around, even in a cloudy weather. And now back to work. We'll see how the American children are learning the Kodaly method by themselves. They are beginning their class with a theme of Vivaldi from Kodaly's 15 two-part exercises.
let's all sing Johnny Has Gone for a Soldier. Ready?
There was a time but to kill. Who could blame me? Cried my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Johnny has gone for a soldier.
Thank you. Who can identify the mode of this song? Debbie?
It is in the Aeolian mode.
Let's sing the Aeolian mode in sol fa using our hand signals. And Beth, will you please come to the board and write it down in sol fa as we sing it? La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la. Thank you, Beth. Who can tell me what this song is? Here's a la. La. Listen to my hand signals. Heather?
Father, Father, build me a boat.
Good. Let's all sing it together.
Father, Father, build me a boat that on the ocean I may float. Bright is the color of my true love's hair, his cheeks resemble some lady's fair. Father, Father, build me a boat that on the ocean I may float.
Good. Who can identify the mode of this piece? David?
It's also Aeolian.
And who can explain what Aeolian is? Bob?
It is a la-to-la scale with the half steps between the second and third and the fifth and sixth steps.
Good. Now, I'd like someone to sing Wait, Bird of Mine. Who would like to? Val, you sing it.
La la si mi la, la la si mi la, la ti do la di do ti la si fa mi, la la si mi la, la do mi la.
What is this song's mode? Michelle?
It's in harmonic minor
How do you know?
because it has a C in it.
Now let's sing the harmonic minor scale in sol fa. And Sally, would you please come to the board and write it down while we're singing it?
La ti do re mi fa si fa mi re do ti la.
Good. Would you pull down the other blackboard while you're there? Thank you, Sally. All right, now, will you sing whatever I point to on this scale?
La mi fa mi re do re mi. La ti re do ti la.
Good. Here's a tune on the blackboard which you don't know. It's the subject of a vast fugue. Let's see if we can sing it at sight. Who could tell me what sol fa syllable it begins on? Betsy?
It begins on la.
Good. Now, here's the tempo, and keep a light beat as we sing it on your palms. 1, 2, 3, 4.
La si la mi fa, la si la mi, la si la ti re mi fa.
this song is? Francisca.
It's in harmonic minor.
That's right. And what is the difference between this and the Aeolian minor? Mary.
The sol becomes C, and the major second interval between fa and sol becomes an augmented second.
Now, look at the board. At this one. What's the key? Zoltan.
It is G major.
Sylvia.
It's in E minor.
What note does it begin on? What solfa syllable? Tim?
It begins on la.
Good. What interesting notes do you notice in it? Wendy?
It has both the phi and the C in it.
So what do you call this mode?
Melodic minor.
That's right. Who would like to be brave and try to sing this piece at sight? Louis?
La 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 sol fa mi do ti do re mi mi la sol fa mi do re mi fa mi re do ti la.
Very nice. Let's all try to sing it together. All right? La, la, la. Good. What's the difference between this one and the one we just sang a minute ago in harmonic minor? Janet?
There's both phi and C in melodic minor, but harmonic minor has a fa and C.
Right. And what happens to the phi and the C in the descending scale? Greg?
They are lowered to so and fa.
Good. Debbie, would you come to the board and write down the melodic minor scale in sol fa, and we will sing it together. As you write it. Good. Thank you, Debbie. Now, shall we try to sing the basic form of the Aeolian mode in letter names beginning on D? Ready? Everyone together? D, E, F, G, H, I, C, all right. Who would like to try to sing the harmonic form of the scale alone in letter names? Lucille?
D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, A, G, F, E, D.
Very good. Who could sing the melodic form of the scale in letter names? Sally, you try.
D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, F, G, F, E, D.
Good. Now I'm going to play you some examples, and I would like you to write down the mode of each one. There may be some harmonic or melodic minor, or perhaps both. Listen carefully. Here's the first one. You ready? Second. others. Next. And last. All right. Now, who can tell me what these modes were? Betsy?
Law pentatonic, aeolian, melodic, mixolydian, and harmonic.
Do you agree with her? Lucille, what do you think?
Law pentatonic, Dorian, melodic minor, mixolydian, and harmonic minor.
How many of you had that? Excellent, that was right. How many of you had one wrong? Very good. All right, now, will you open your Professor Sterney books to page 21, and let's sing exercise number 2. Would you sing and name the intervals horizontally in the first 2 measures?
La, mi, perfect fourth, mi, la, perfect fourth, la, di, major second, di, do, minor second.
Good. Now, John, do you think you could sing and name the intervals vertically in the first 2 measures?
La, perfect octave, G, mi, perfect fourth, do, la, major sixth, re, G, major sixth, re, do, minor seventh.
Very good. All right. Now let's go back to this exercise which you sang a few minutes ago at sight on the board, and let's sing it with an ostinato. Here it is. What is it? Everyone.
Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti. Fa, la, sol, fa, mi, do, ti, do, re, mi. Mi, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la.
Now I'm going to dictate a very simple rhythm. Are you ready? Here it is. Does anyone have it yet? Beth?
Ta, 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 ti, ta,
ta ta ti 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 ta.
Very good. Now, I would like the sopranos to tap the ostinato, which we just sang with this song, with your pencils. And altos, would you please clap this rhythm I just dictated? Very good. Now, I would like two people to improvise, one a question and one an answer, on the rhythm which I just dictated and in the harmonic minor scale. Who would like to try? Sylvia and Nancy, why don't you try?
La mi fa mi do ti la si la fa mi la mi re do ti do re mi re do ti la.
Very nice. Now let's take some dictation, both the melody and the rhythm. I will play it through once first. Please write nothing the first time, but try to decide on the time, memorize the sound, the number of phrases. We will not discuss these things this time, so listen carefully. Do you have a good idea of it? Look out, there's a trick in the rhythm. I'll give you a hint. It begins on an upbeat. We'll write it down in two flats, and we will begin on E flat, on this E flat. All right, here it is. Does anyone have the first phrase yet? Nancy, would you sing it back in solfa, and will the rest of you correct your papers, because you know she's likely to have it right.
Fa mi mi fa mi mi fa mi mi do do ti la la so fa mi re re.
All right, Nancy, will you sing it again, and will all those of you who have the first phrase in solfa sing it along with her, and the rest of you continue to correct your papers.
Fa mi mi fa mi mi fa mi mi do ti la la so fa mi re re.
Good. Now, let's try to sing it in letter names, beginning on S. S. Those of you who can.
S D D S D D S D D S S A G G F S S T C C.
Good. Zoltan, would you come and turn on the record player, please, for me? And it's the first record in the rack, the Mozart G minor symphony, which you have just taken in dictation, one theme. And I would like to have you hear the first part of the first movement. Szeretettel köszöntjük kedves vendégeinket, Andor Ilonka nénit és kórusát. És most elénekeljük Kodaly Katalinkát. And now, Ilonka Néni, I hope you and your wonderful chorus will sing something for us.
Nagyon szívesen. Egy Kodaly Triciniumot a 14-et énekel.
Köszönöm szépen.
This famous choir, conducted by Ilona Andor, will sing Kodaly Stricinia number 14. And now the students of the two countries join forces in singing one of Bela Bartok's choral works. It's titled Don't Leave Me Here. one of the great experiences of their visit to Hungary was a choral festival at the town theatre. Students of many Kecskemét schools and those from the pilot class of Wellesley jointly perform Kodaly's choral work, Magyarokhoz. However, time flew by quickly, and the day of farewell came. The few weeks spent in Hungary will for a long time remain an unforgettable experience. The music of Zoltán Kodály has again succeeded in building a bridge between young music lovers of faraway continents.